Welcome to the live stream coverage of Australian Stockman Rugby Union versus the Western Force under-19s. I'm joined by Mitch Hardy this evening, seven-time cap Wallaby. He's a local legend in Perth. Mitch, thanks for coming, mate.
Yeah, lovely to be here tonight, Sean. We're down here at the Wanneroo Rugby Club tonight, home of the Roo Dogs. A pretty brisk Perth evening. The rain's hanging about. We've had a little bit of rain so far, so it'll be greasy conditions for the boys tonight, but fantastic to host the Stockman here in Perth for the week up here tonight against the Western Force under-19s.
I know the boys are thrilled to be here. They've been in camp since Saturday the 18th. The boys have been trickling in since then. These guys have been selected from remote, rural and regional competitions around Australia, as well as Shoot Shield and some Premier Rugby in Brisbane. And this kick-off will get us underway.
Yeah, so Jack Hardy, the fullback for the Western Force 19s to get us underway. Referee Brad Jackman lets play get underway as the ball goes deep to the Stockman's half.
That's a good pickup by Trent De Vere. He's hard in contact. He's from Hervey Bay. The ball's gone out wide to... he looks like he's been rather settled there. This is hard defence from the Western Force under-19s.
So high ball there, put down by Carlo Tizano, the number 7 from the Western Force. He regathers and carries strongly into the Stockman's defence. Halfback now, Jake Holt clears the ball, gets it away to Tyrese Gray. Got a long cut-out pass, mishandled by Foster Hall there. Gets the ball away, Foster Hall again. Good, strong defence by the Stockman, holding him up here, holding him up. Referees called it, stripped away. Good, strong tackle.
A box kick by Vinnie Quigley out of Brisbane.
Jack Hardy takes the ball, evades the first tackle, tear it into contact, clean out ball. Holt will take the ball, look to clear. Picks up Simon Parsons on a good strong carry. Jack Holt again, short side, long cut out ball. Put down.
Space.
Hardy cleans it up. The referee says it's gone backwards. Home advantage by the ref. We'll need a few of those calls tonight. Liam Fletcher now carrying the number 8. Nearly escapes out of the tackle. Gets the offload away. Nice little offload there. Jake Holt again clears it. Skips it across. Ethan Riley now. Little left foot dab into the corner. And finds Tyrese Gray there, the number 10 tonight. Nice little handy left foot bomb him. Finding the corner. And the Western Force 19s trying to set a bit of pace to this game. The Stockman equal to the task in defence.
A willing contest. There's this under-19 squad. Tell us a bit about them. Mitch, are they from all over? And they haven't been in camp long, have they?
No, we've been training for about 2 weeks now. They're a mix of the players selected from the local club competition here. Most of the clubs are represented in this group. There's quite a number missing for grand final duty this week, but a wonderful opportunity for the coaches, Brendan Logue and Sam Rarasia and Lofty, the forwards coach, to be able to have a look at some of this young talent and build towards the national 19s coming up at the end of September. Grand final week here in Perth, semi-finals over the weekend, so there's a few players still involved with grand finals unavailable for tonight's match, but that provides the opportunity for some of these other guys to put their hand up. So we've got a scrum here, Jake Holt to feed, about 10 metres out from the Stockman goal line. Good, strong scrum by the Stockman, and they earn the penalty. Good platform. They've got a big size difference here tonight, the Stockman, Sean. They've got some big units up front.
Yeah, some of that country beef, Mitch, might have done its job. There's a wonderful prop from West Harbour Pirates, Reece Brody, who's been doing his job, and the rest of them in the front row, including Bart Ritchie and Oscar Cunningham, have been enjoying the tutelage of Nick Henderson, from formerly of the Rebels, as a head coach for the Stockman this week. He's joined by Jimmy Holbeck, former Brumby, and they've got a great friendship and coaching partnership that the lads have been enjoying. And we're taking a Stockman line out up near halfway. Alex Gibbon with a good run. He's playing for Brothers out of Brisbane, but that's willing defence from the Western Force. Andrew Selwood, and that's been lost by Captain Trent De Vere. And
Western Force with the ball here. Jack Holt, lost forward. Great contact there. It was Nika Moreau, the number 13. Made an excellent tackle in the midfield. Shortly before that, the big fella, Lafayette Akenzio, the tight head prop, put on a nice shot. And the Stockman just finding their feet. They've only been together for a couple of days here. It's going to take a little bit of time to find their continuity. So let's see if the Western Force 19s can put a better show on this scrum. First scrum was absolutely destroyed by the Stockman. Jack Holt puts it in, gets it cleared well by Liam Fletcher. He carries it forward into the 10 channel. Recycle possession. Martin Gallagher, the big lock, has to go to halfback. Victor Harris now, strong carry by him. Western Force moving it towards the halfway line. 10 metres on this side of the halfway. Nicker Moreau carries. Good at the breakdown by the Stockman that time. Slowed it down, Jake Holt. Simon Parsons carries. Holt again, Gray. Little jink. Can't get away through there. Holt again. Look for Tizzano. Tizzano off the left. Carries. Haven't gone anywhere so far, the 19s. Just a bit of continuity. There's Moreau. Goes a little bit wider. There's Parsons again. And they get the penalty. Stockman that time. Losing their feet at the breakdown. So the 19s getting a little bit of continuity together. But they didn't go anywhere. They moved the ball from side to side through the field. But rewarded with the penalty in the end. Thoughts on that, Sean?
Oh, that number 8 off the back of the scrum there. He's done that a number of times midfield as well. He's great at finding space, and it'll only be a matter of time, I think, before he finds a shoulder and gets through as well.
Yeah, Liam Fletcher, a strapping lad. He come from Toowoomba a couple of years ago, actually, so he could have been one of those boys that might have been playing with the Stockman at some point, coming from Toowoomba. But the Western Force have got the line out. This will be young Jordan Grant to throw the ball in. Martin Gallagher, big 6'5" in the middle. Goes to Fletcher, though, at the back. Holt now clear. Tizzano it is, picks and goes. Holt screaming his forwards to get in there and clean it out. Slow ball, Gray. Just cuts it behind, Foster Hall goes wide to Hardy, had to stop for the ball. That's wide now to Petherick and put into touch.
Finn McKee.
James Petherick then doing the job, not quite doing the job there and got bundled into touch. Who tackled him there, Sean?
Finn McKee, North's colt out of Brisbane. He's had one Premier Grade game, but he's one of the blokes that are looking to develop on this tour and run a flag up the flagpole for greater honours in the future. And that was a brilliant covering tackle, but wonderfully spread by the Western Force there. They're boasting a lot of possession. Yeah,
it wasn't too much space out wide. They just got to make sure they get their passes in front. Probably need to do the hard yards early before going wide. Get a bit of front foot ball. There's a Stockman fumble at the line out. Oh, the Western Stockman fumble again, but they evade the tackler. They get through the first tackle. Oh, Brad Jackman.
Freddie Dara there caught on the ground. He's been in camp for a couple of days, but did his best to scramble out and didn't do too well.
Yeah, referees called him as held there, and he had a second go at it. And the 19s just making a decision whether or not they go to the sideline here. There's probably no point in taking penalty goals on a night like tonight. It's all about playing some rugby. The T runner, unsure whether he should be there or not. And they've gone to the sideline. And I can't see here, Sean, because we're looking around the tent, so we're going to have to shuffle forward a little bit. But down in the left-hand corner, about 10 metres out from the Stockman line, Western Force 19 just getting organised. Big Sam Thornley, he lifts, fumbled, tapped down, Stockman win the ball.
Oh, good run by Reece Brodie. Alex Gibbon on the run from Brothers. He's doing well. He's pushed them up near the halfway, maybe 10 metres Stockman's side of it.
Making some easy yards now, the Stockman. The Western Force 19s have got to rally in defence. Oh, it's a little knock on there. Good pressure by the Western Force 19s. Forced the error. Was the number 1, Oscar Cunningham. Just checked himself, unable to take the ball in. Some good little inroads through the midfield there by the Stockman. But the Western Force 19s were able to scramble and shut it down. And the Stockmen have spent the first 5 minutes of this game in their own half. And the 19s have got another scrum. They're under enormous pressure up front here. The massive size difference. The front row of Cunningham, Ritchie and Brodie for the Stockmen against Victor Harris, Jordan Grant and Arkenzio. Jake Holt to feed the ball. Under pressure again. Brad Jackman awards the penalty. Stockman walking around that time, not staying square. It's probably fair enough too. We were able to see the backs of the Stockman locks pointing this way towards the sideline. Certainly dominant up front in the type 3. They just got to stay square and drive through and they'll be fine. So Jack Hardy will go to the sideline once again. Breeze coming directly across the field here tonight. Coming away from our commentary position, so it's not going to favour either team. As I said earlier, a little bit of rain around tonight, but it's been a pretty warm day here in Perth in the middle of winter. And fantastic opportunity for the Stockmen to enjoy a week in Perth, see some of the sights and have a bit of rugby. What could be better? Jordan Grant to throw it in. Gallagher gets it well up top. Gray, Foster Hall, back to Gray, knocks it on. Just snatching at the ball. These young kids just under a little bit of pressure, need to take their time.
They're enjoying a wealth of possession, and geez, they're talented, so you'd think something's about to stick, if not soon.
There's a couple of players to watch for the Western Force 19s here tonight. Liam Fletcher already had a couple of good carries from number 8. Carlo Tizanos had an enormous season at the UWA Rugby Club, the number 7. He's a real live wire. Nika Moreau, solid defender in the midfield, strong carrier of the ball. Stockman feed.
They've fixed the issues in the scrum, the Western Force under 19s. That's gone wide. Alex Gibbon with a run. He's got Landon Hayes trailing inside. Great pitch.
Intercepted by Gray. Intercepted by Gray just on the 22 line of the Western Force 19s and bundled into touch. So a little bit of space down the left-hand side touchline there. It was, I think, Alex Gibbon set sail, was able to draw a couple of defenders in, got rid of his winger pretty quickly, Christophe Cronje, and the inside pass just didn't quite go to hand for the Stockman. Western Force bundled in touch. The Stockman another line out just outside the 22 line of the Western Force.
Bar Ritchie, nice throw. Taken well. Cleared in the midfield. Landon Hayes with a run, and that's gone forward.
A little forward pass. Hey, that's that home referee advantage, Sean. I tell you, he's had 3 or 4 50-50 calls already, and he's gone all Western Forces.
Oh, he was on that one, and
that.
he would have seen whether it did, and it looked like it might have floated. And they're just, you're right earlier in your call when you mentioned that they're just waiting for things to click. Little things like that are going to cost them tonight, but hopefully they find their continuity.
Oh, there's some promising signs there by the Stockman. The number 10 just taking it nicely tonight. Fred Durrow was a nice little take to the line. Just didn't quite execute at the end. The 13, Landon Hayes. We're looking forward to watching him play tonight. I heard good reports on him from backs coach Jimmy Holbeck. Jake Holt feeding the ball just outside the 22. Goes to Gray. Left foot. Hits it downfield. Finds a bit of space. The 15. Finn McKee's going to gather. And he puts it out on the 10-metre line on the Stockman side of halfway. So a good result there for the Western Force Lions. Good clearance kick there from the number 10, Therese Gray, from the Wanneroo Club. It's his home turf up here. Jacob Foster Hall at 12 tonight. He's just come back from a stint in New Zealand, playing a bit of club rugby over there. He's come to the junior ranks here. He's got the beautiful fluoro orange boots on tonight. So the ball's thrown in by Geordie Grant. Overthrow, won by the Stockman. Ball's loose.
Vinny Quigley pounces on it. It's a good run here by Alex as well. He's gone across field. The Force are solid in defence, as they have been all night, and picked up and run well by Vinny Quigley. No half. They've had to pick and drive. Oscar Cunningham does that. And that's Luke Papworth with a run. He's the live way out of Bond Uni. There's a little bit of space here. They could be in trouble, but they shut that down very well. Cleared again by Ritchie. brilliantly to get the penalty there.
Oh, Carlo Dezana, that time, he loves going for those pilfers. You'll find him on the ball all night tonight. He just hunts around those edges, and he's very short in stature, very solid, and he's very hard to move off that ball once he gets his hand on it. He's made an art form of pilfers across this season. Hardy, a reasonable bit of distance to get here. Sends the ball deep inside the Stockman 22, so about 15 metres out from the Stockman line. The Force 19s having a few line-outs tonight. Bit of an overthrow by Geordie Grant last time round, but it's been functioning pretty well so far. A couple of big tall timbers in Martin Gallagher and Sam Thornley at locks. A couple of big lumps against them. Marcus Christensen and Luke Patworth. Lovely carry before by Luke Patworth. So Jordan Grant with the throw. Goes. Fletcher can't get hold of it. So Kinsey at the back gathers it up. Jack Holt now hits Victor Harris. He carries. Supported by Parsons. Holt again, arms are wide. Ball slow to come. Great. Little grubber through. No one chasing though. Clever little kick. It's hole up. Strong tackle by Foster Hall.
Benny Cotton trying to get out of trouble. Great gather by Finn McKee, North's junior. It's cleared again.
More numbers here on the left for the Stockman. They're going to go too. They're going to go. There was numbers there all the time.
That's Hayes with it off Dara. There's Gibbon. He's fast. Back inside to McKee.
Oh,
fantastic defence.
James Petherick decks him. Here they come again.
There's width here if
numbers
they look
again.
for it. There's Papworth. He's strong. Benny Cotton.
Pick and go there. There's
Papworth again. He's eating up the metres in the middle. Quigley with hands on the ball. Joseph Teki Murray out of Sunnybank doing well. That's great defence. Quigley looks left. Freddie Durra with it. Defence is so good, he's got to put it over the top and Hardy to chase.
Hardy gathers inside his 22, goes long, puts the ball into touch. Just on the 22. So good play by both teams there. Good defence by the Western Force 19s. Stockman finding a bit of space out wide, catching the 19s defence a little bit short. And McKee that time just got absolutely nailed by Petherick, who did a good cover tackle. But some really good running rugby early on by the Stockman, some good signs. And some pretty entertaining rugby so far.
Richie now to throw. It's gone up. It's sloppy on the down. Quigley's got it. Durra now at the 10. Hayes underneath. That's a strong run midfield. They're doing well in defence though, the Force. He's gone down. Quigley looks right again. They're feeling a little bit of energy at the moment. Pick and drive. We've lost a little bit of vision here. He's looking left now, Quigley. Durra goes left. Papworth. There's not much space with that defence.
Brad Jackman just organising things there. The 10 now. Fred Durra. Scoots, he gets through. Lays it back. It's the number 1 now, Cunningham. The Stockman just getting themselves organised. Wide ball out. It's Durra again. It's 10. Good strong carry by him. Strong carry here by the Stockman. DeVere set himself up to the left.
Cotton now with hands on his ball. Oh no, he's put it down. Great defence by the Force. Ref said it went back.
Oh, he's got there. That's gone backwards too. Oh, a couple of 50-50s going the Stockman way now. Cunningham. Oh, back again, he says. That's 11, number 11, Billy Bully.
Oh, he's coming out of Townsville on a great year with Queensland Country and up north. He's a developmental player here. We're looking forward to seeing good things. That's a great run by Murray. They're parked about 5 metres out of the line. Durra now puts it down, and that was a sitter.
Oh, that's a knock-on, sir. We'll see what it does here. The Western Force with the ball. Counter-attacking opportunity. Hardy carries it just outside the 22 now. No halfback. Cesano goes in. Holt now. That's Parsons, sorry. Carries the ball. Stockman on that one. Oh, unlucky not to get the penalty, Durra. A wild pass out there, and they're going to go wide, have a crack. Nothing on, though. The Stockman equal to the task out there. Western Force could have turned it over here. Stockman's got it. It's Selwood carrying the ball well. Quigley. Burra. Oh, inside ball. Hayes. Sorry, Gibbon. You jump in here, Sean. You know these boys better than me.
Oh, I'm actually, Mitch, you're calling it so good, mate. I'm parked myself. That's gone wide now to Murray. They're looking left and right, but the Force are equal to the task. Quigley now back to Brody, the prop, out of West Harbour. He's always a strong runner. He's Quigley now hits Selwood, hits Durra, looks inside, finds Alex Gibbon with the first points of the game. They've earned that, but they've earned it the hard way. Western Force, well done on defence.
Yeah, that time they put the continuity of phases together, the Stockman. They were bashing away there for a long period of time. A couple of fumbles, a couple of mishandling errors there by the Stockman early, but they were able to capitalise, and eventually the defence had to break. A nice little inside ball from Durra through to Alex Gibbon. Both wingers working hard off their wings tonight. Freddie Durra's prepared to take it to the line. Quigley's been very busy at the back as the number 9. So good effort, good first score of the night here by the Stockman. We're about, 15 minutes into the first half. You got the time on you, Sean? How we going? We've got a clock on here. Yeah, 19 minutes into the first half. So good first 20 minutes of rugby this. Easy conversion here for Durra.
He's put it in the car park unnecessarily, as they do.
Yeah, I don't think we have ball boys here tonight. They might take a while getting that one back.
They could hand him the water, turn him around and ask him to grab it.
All right, so we're playing 20-minute quarters here tonight, obviously. And that rounds out the first 20 minutes. 7 points to 0 in favour of the Stockman. Sean, thoughts on the early exchanges in this game?
Oh, I love how willing this Western Force under-19 squad is. They've tested them for the first 10 to 15. They've had the mountain of possession, and when they were asked questions of in defence, they were found more than willing to the task. So Stockman break the line. It'll be interesting to see what James Holbeck and Nick Henderson have to say to that Stockman squad. It's early days for them, but there's a lot of improvement to be had, or should be had, in that squad. So we'll see what they come up with. But this Western Force under-19 squad are a genuine threat tonight. Tell us a little bit about them, Mitch. There's academy players, or? Yeah,
so they're a mix of Future Force academy players. I think, Victor Harris, we've got Carlo Tizzano, Liam Fletcher, and Jack Hardy are the Future Force academy players that are in that starting 15 tonight. Brodie McCaskill on the bench, he's also a Future Force player. He played a very strong game for the Wests Club yesterday, so there's a few guys here that are a little bit sore. And as I said earlier, there's a few guys out on grand final duty. But the rest of the players have been identified across the season by the coaching staff and Steve Anderson, who's the ARU employee over here for the Future Force. And they've obviously been TID'd throughout the club season, and some of them have come from the under-20s competition here or playing first or reserve grade for their respective clubs. So most of the 13 clubs that have been involved in the competition here in Western Australia have got representation in this squad, and as I said, they've started their process and campaign going towards the national 19s.
Oh, I think it's fantastic. This game itself is a testament to the Western Force, or at least Rugby WA's investment in the grassroots rugby in Western Australia, not only allowing a grassroots rugby team like Stockman Rugby, comprised of club and country players from around Australia, particularly New South Wales and Queensland, to come over and have a go in this game, and then later on in the week, but also for their talent identification locally. You can see the youth in them, but the willingness and the potential is there to not only rock tonight and this game, but also rising stars for the future.
Yeah, that's right. And what a great opportunity it is for the Stockman as well, Sean. Like, you're telling me about where these players come from and how they have to put their hands in their own pocket to come here and you know the guys from regional or remote Australia and or club rugby from around Australia. So it's wonderful that they put their hands up and come on a trip like this. They'll make lifelong friendships as a result of it, and have a terrific time. And they get to play against some of the pro players later in the week on Saturday, which will be a great spectacle and a wonderful opportunity for some of these young blokes that have put their hand up to be part of this program that you put together, which you should be congratulated for.
Oh, we think it's great. It's got to go to the. This one was it was a short time frame, and a lot of these guys paid a fair bit of money, dug deep into their pockets to come. So it's sort of the guys who were hungry and able from those that perhaps weren't. I know it conflicts with a lot of club and country finals as well. So some guys were unable to make it, but these are the guys that are hungry, and we were really excited about this squad, the character of them, the potential of them. Some developing players, some guys that are a bit older and never had a shot before, some guys who are near contract there or thereabouts. Jimmy Holbeck on the sideline. I wonder if he'd like a word. James, you want to have a quick chat?
Yeah, come and give us your views on the first 20 minutes, Jamby. So we're joined here by former Wallaby James Holbeck, who's the maestro behind the Stockman backs here tonight, and probably the brains trust because he's partnering up with Nick Henderson, and we all know Hendo's a bit challenged, but that's okay, isn't it? How are you going tonight, mate? What's your make of the first 20?
Oh, mate, I was just fascinated by the fullback. He can tackle. I wonder who taught him to tackle, that Jack Hardy. Not his old man, probably.
No, I was never known for my tackling.
No, you could tackle, mate. That was a good battle up between the two teams, sort of sorting each other out. And I'm pretty happy with how our boys have been playing.
Oh, here we go. Christophe Cronje, chip and chase down the right-hand side touchline. It's cleaned up by the Stockman. It's quickly. He's cleaned that one up. Retains possession. Yeah, nice bit of patience there just before the break with the Stockman putting together a number of phases there.
Yes.
You happy with that?
Yes, yeah. Some experienced sort of guys there, you know. Freddie Darrow, who played NRC last year.
Oh, right, okay.
So, you know, he's an experienced sort of kid as a 10. That's massive benefit for us going forward for this week's game. And Landon Hayes I've been fascinated by at training. He's got good feet and
he's
played
a solid unit.
Yeah, he is. I sort of didn't recognise that when he turned up, but when he strapped up, he seemed to put on another 10 kilos of muscle.
Got the shoulder pads on, mate.
Did you wear those?
I had to, mate. I had to look as big as I could get.
Yeah, I did too. Yep.
But Trent de Vere, he looks like a good quality leader.
Yes, mate. He was a standout leader, straight from the word go. He's a teacher, and you know he just took responsibility straight away. I think he's a head of department even at his school. So yeah, good to have those sort of guys coming towards the end of their career.
As the Stockman go wide again. Here we go, a little bit of space out wide for Billy Bully. Oh, beautiful tackle there by James Petherick. He's made a couple of good tackles tonight, Petherick. Great one in the first 20 on Finn McKee, and that time Billy Bully pinned his ears back and off he went, but Petherick was equal to the task and bundled him into touch.
Yeah, what a great tackle there. I thought it might have been away, Billy. He's got good feet, young Billy, so I'm looking forward to seeing him with a bit of space as well, but great defence there.
So Western Force 19s with the line out. Fletcher off the top. Holt. Dummies goes himself. Little short ball to Jordan Grant down the short side. A little bit of a high shot there, but we'll let that one go. Holt again. Picks up the big Eunice Akenzio. Driven back. Holt. Foster Hall. Oh, ball's gone behind. And yeah, referee brings it back. Little knock on there.
So how much footy have these 19s had, Mitch?
So we're just coming off the back of the season here, mate,
yep.
And they've been training together for 2 weeks, and you know, really, you're looking at some guys, you know, putting up their hands for across the club season from first grade, reserve grade, and the under-20s competition, and then you've got another collective group of players that are obviously in grand final week.
Yes, that's right.
I've said that a few times tonight, and you know, this is a great opportunity for the coaches just to see them under match pressure. And to see what they've got in their ranks. They've got a squad of 33 players at the moment building towards the Nationals.
Yeah, right.
So this is really good preparation for them to get quality matches like this against quality opposition. And against some experience as well, you know, some hardened bodies.
Well, that's certainly the case for a few of them.
Yeah, so Quigley feeds the ball in. Dara takes it, gives it early, loops around. Oh, this McVeigh, Billy Bully again, taking on the outside, skips it in. Escapes out of one. Quigley again. the number 8, short ball. Good strong carry again. Here I go on the attack again, the Stockman. 10 metres out from the forced goal line quickly. Out the back.
Good hit.
Cotton wrapped up. Pick and go by the Stockman. It's creeping towards the Western Force goal line. Gives it number 8. Rampaging onto the ball. Murray. Hard to stop. Working towards the goal post. Quickly again. Numbers here. Durra. Little short ball out the back. Cotton again. Wrapped up by Hardy. Quigley. Selwood. Short ball. Oh, it's the hooker. Ritchie charging onto the ball. Good shot on. Quigley again. Durra standing off. Waiting for the ball. Durra. Little short ball. The dummies and goes himself. Slips through the tackle. And over he goes underneath the sticks.
The old show and go, Mitch.
Yep, that's it, mate.
It still works.
He saw the prop in the line and took him on. Just needed a bit of footwork and slipped past Akenzio there. And that was good vision by Durra. Like, he just identified that there was a fatty in front of him and took him on.
Well, he does well, mate, organisationally. He only turned up yesterday. And he was outstanding at training yesterday. Straight into the moves, picked them up very quickly. And that's one of the things he does. He gets to run a ball support player inside and outside of him and goes to the line. Is able to throw that dummy on the inside that time and just go through. So that's that sort of experience of NRC that, these young guys from Western Force will have to counter, going forward. So that's, what a great opportunity for both sides to display their skills.
And Durra, no problems with the conversion there. So they've gone out to 14-0. And Western Force, after having some early territory, have found themselves under the pump either side of this 20-minute mark.
Yeah, it's interesting watching them come back slowly. As a coach, you'd look at that and go, oh, what's going on? They seem to be getting themselves organisationally set. Are they a bit thrown now? Are they trying to refocus? So it'll be interesting this next 5 minutes of play to see what they can put together.
I agree. I think it's about sustained defensive effort here for these guys tonight. I mean, some of them played some games on the weekend, some of them haven't.
Yeah, right.
But
yep.
It's about sustained defensive efforts here, repeat efforts, and actually putting your bodies on the line. The coach would be looking to see what sort of mental fortitude they've got out there. As Hardy goes long inside the 22, Stockman bring it back, gets out of the first. That's number 4, Alex Given. He's had a strong game so far.
Yeah, he's played Australian Sevens, so he's got that experience, and he's played NRC. He's playing NRC this year, actually.
Oh, wow. Oh, so they've got some. Oh, a good carry by De Vere. Held up now. Slow ball. Stockman recycle. Using their big boys at the number 1 and 2 carry short ball game. Nice little bit of game strategy happening here. Just put the basics together, Jimby.
Yes, just some basic shapes, mate. That's all we got together.
Oh, good little scoot there. That's the inside centre. Ben Cotton straight through. Hardy grabs him up, though. Offloads off the ground. That's the number 2. Carries well. Bart Richard did well to back him up. Good running lines. Quickly goes wide. Durra. 13. 15. Oh, tap on. Billy Bully down the sideline. And goes over in the corner. Oh, what a great little break there from the earlier breakdown with Ben Cotton. Just saw the gap at the breakdown, dummied and went and scooted through. So what a great little try that he set up there. And obviously Billy Bully had to do a little bit of work there towards the end and was able to get around the outside of fullback Jack Hardy and score in the corner. Yeah,
we're watching from the end in the first 20 minutes and the Western Force under-19s were spreading fairly early, and we wondered whether there might have been a bit of space up the middle. But we haven't worked on any of that stuff, so that was good to see Benny Cotton take that into his own hands, and then obviously Finn's little tap on there for Billy. So that was a nice little interchange of play there.
Yeah, and what I really like about Stockman at the moment is they're prepared to take the ball forward before going wide, so they're using their big units. You've got guys like Murray, De Vere and Selwood, the back row, being prepared to carry the ball. Some short little offload passes, getting good front foot ball. And Durra's having a dream game here tonight. The ball is just on a platter to him. Quigley's giving good service, and he's able to release his backs with some sort of front foot ball. Durra's conversion there, just going to the right of the post. The score now 19 points to 0 in favour of the Stockman, and we're 32 minutes into the first half.
Now what do they do? A little bit more enthusiasm this time coming back to the line.
Yeah, well, I like the idea of going long again. You want the opposition to be running the ball out of their 22. You just want to be able to put them under pressure. They probably need a better chase, and that first tackle on those first 2 phases need to be a little bit more aggressive. Put the Stockman under pressure in their own 22. Hardy. Shorter kick off this time. Lovely take over the back there. Quickly again, clears. Here's that short pass game again, carrying to the midfield. That's Patworth. He's had some good carries so far tonight.
You just see we're a bit slow to the support lines there. We've been a bit slow all night.
Dara goes to the air. High ball. Cronje can't handle that.
Yeah, I'm not sure when we brought in the midfield bomb from the 22, but that's happened twice tonight.
That wasn't part of the team meeting tonight.
No, I didn't get the memo for that one, and I thought I was the coach. But anyway, he's done that a couple of times, and it hasn't gone against us. But it might be something we talk about.
At least it's a contestable kick, mate. They've got a chance of getting that back, and obviously you saw, the young bloke on the wing over there, Cronje, couldn't handle that one, and that's the second one he's put down kick-wise. So maybe Dara's sensing that, going in the air is the way to go rather than kicking long.
Yeah, could be. It certainly wasn't a planned exit, but we'll take it.
Take credit for that, mate. It works as a coach.
Yeah, no, can't take credit for that one.
So Stockman had a dominant scrum tonight so far, so they should. I reckon there'll be 100 kilos up on the young fellas quickly. Gibbon carries well, offloads to Cotton, back to Gibbon. Good quick ball again, straight through the middle. Pick and go. DeVere carries, offloads, Gibbon. This is better defence from the force.
Yeah, great defence.
Hooker. Bart Ritchie. Quigley again. Again, that back row standing off Selwood. Here we go. Here's Patworth to the right. And the other big unit, the big number 4, Marcus Christensen, bashes it up in the midfield. So they're looking at their big boys, trying to set them up. DeVere. He carries. Nice tackle there by Western Force. Unable to roll out of the way, though. Ooh. Brad Jackman, yeah. Man lying in there.
Play.
Quickly taps and goes straight through. Foster Hall brings him down. Good little dart by Quigley. The Piggies will kick in here. Richie, the squarest halfback in the world, clears it. Dummy and go. Inside ball. That's the big number 1. Great work by Oscar Cunningham. Good repeat effort from him.
Yeah, he's raw, mate, but I like his physique.
Yeah, DeVere gives it. Selwood again, carries hard. He's had some carries tonight already. Wide. Another strong run there by the number 5, Luke Patworth, I think, again. Pressure at the breakdown by the Force 19. Slow ball for the Stockman. They regather. Dara. Dummy, show, go, work the first time. And he's able to get it away again by Ritchie.
Great tackle.
Great tackle.
That Jack Hardy again, I'll give him a rap, mate. That's okay.
Yeah, I'm his father.
That's three great tackles, mate.
Dara. I like this Dara. This Dara's just prepared to take it on. Oh, Richie again. I like him. He's better. Oh, he's DeVere. He's seen a gap. Little dart at it. McCaskill over the top. They're up the numbers here. Gibbon wide. Oh, the ball's gone to ground.
Bounce pass, we call
Someone's seagulling out there. I can't see a number. I think it's the 3, Reece Brody. Short side to Gibbon. And he just saunters over on the short side there.
Really just ground them into the
very
the mistakes there, wasn't it? Yeah,
really combative by the Stockman. Like they're prepared, as I said earlier, prepared to run at the young blokes. You feel sorry for them a little bit, these young blokes. They're just, probably 10 or 15 kilos a man lighter than the Stockman at the moment. And there's a bit of experience out there. You can see just when it's a slower ball, they take their time, they reset, they make sure they've got good support. They're using that short passing game really well. As we need some subs happening here, Jambi. And it's number 22. Zach Campton, he's going on the field.
You might recognise that name from Parramatta in Sydney, mate.
Oh, really? Campo's young fella.
Yep, there's two.
He's the good Campo, that bloke, isn't he? We're going to the Parry. He's a good tourist. He was a good tourist, I know that.
Yeah, so it's good.
Who's that's come off, Jimmy? Did you get a name from him? Was that Hayes? Oh, no,
Ben Cotton's come off, yeah.
Oh, he's done well, eh?
He's had a great game, yeah. He's a tough character from Western Harbour in Sydney.
Luke Patworth is also off, and Selwood is also off. So resting some of your big names.
Yeah, and Vincent's off as well. So
Richie's come off.
Yep.
And Quigley's come off.
Yep. So we'll see Jack Radford go on at halfback. Looking forward to seeing him.
All right, Jack Radford at 9. Who do you reckon's gone on there for Patworth and Selwood, buddy?
Let's have a look.
I've got Dane Lair Rugitel.
As
Is he
hooker?
the backup hooker?
Yes, he's the backup hooker.
Can you pronounce his name for me?
Yep, I can. Dane.
All right, we've got Jake McKellar. He's coming on. Simon Parsons having a break. Liam Fletcher having a break. McKenzie are having a break. I'll pick up some replacement players. Liam van der Heiden, he's on the field in 18. Keller in 17. To Stockman again. Carry it out. A strong carry there by Reece Brodie. I'm starting to get used to these names.
You're doing
faces. Well. Durra, you'll go wide. Out it goes. Here they go again. Through Foster Hall's tackle. Chris Scraggs brings it down. Ball's gone loose. Stockman, hold on to it though. They just regather, get themselves set, and off they go again. A little short passing game. Kicks in. Get around the corner. Durra's there again. Just controlling things. Goes wide. Good carry here by Brodie. He's running in those 15-metre channels quite nicely. Durra carries, offloads, picks up the big number 18, Cameron McKerrow.
There's powerlifter from up at Mount Isa.
Oh, Jesus. Big country boys. And they go wide again. Space out there. Hayes, good carry from him. Advances the ball down the field to Veer again. Getting that first receiver out of the first tackle. Good pressure at the breakdown by the Western Force 19s. Quickly, Durra. Yeah, here he comes again, the big McKerrow. Brought down on the halfway line. Durra. Out the back. It's the fullback. Here's Billy Bully again. He's got the clean pair of heels. He's put the foot in a touch though, however.
Yeah, he definitely did.
Yeah, he nearly was running across our table there. He was that far out.
There's a nice little subtlety there.
The referee hasn't seen it.
Nah.
Yeah, we've got to bring it back, Brad. Pay attention, your linesman. Get a flag, mate.
Yeah, I've liked a couple of the touches from Finn McKee, mate. That was a nice, he just held that man in, held him, and then offloaded at exactly the right time to Billy Bully. So that is he's a talented little fella.
Yeah, I like the makeup of these guys. I'll tell you what, I mean, we've already identified some of the guys out here tonight that have played a bit of NRC, but there's a lot of guys here that wouldn't look out of place.
Yeah, I think that's what this whole Stockman's about, mate. It's giving these guys from the country an opportunity to show what they've got.
As Tizano takes it. Good win at the line-out by McCaskill. Slow ball from the force. Van der Heiden now carries. High tackle there. Referee lets it go. On the back foot here, the 19s. Gray goes wide. Moreau carries. That's Tiago. Tiago Valentin carries there. Hardy, first receiver, steps off. Out of the first, carries. Still going.
Good leg drive.
Plays it out.
Yeah, they're trying to find a shape, aren't they?
There's not so many options here. Foster Hall boots the ball down the field. It's not a bad kick. Runs into that right-hand corner and finds touch.
Yeah, super kick.
So nice little bit of vision by Foster Hall there, just to put it on the boot. There wasn't much happening for the 19s there. They're sort of lacking a little bit of structure there off their phase. Once they don't get any momentum off that second and third phase, they're sort of just looking for a little bit of leadership.
Yeah, they're a little bit bunched there. I think that can happen when you've been defending for a lot of time, that all of a sudden you get the ball in your hands and people are still in that defensive mode and just get a little bit too tight on that. So it'll be interesting to see if they can put some better shape together in the third quarter.
This is the backup hooker, the Rugatel. A little bit of an overthrow. Ball's loose on the ground, cleaned up by Quigley. Durra, lovely pass out by Quigley that time under pressure. Oh, he's straight through.
Look at that acceleration.
Hayes just went off the left. Options are plenty. 21 now, taken by Hardy. Jack Radford.
Great counter ruck. Great counter ruck.
Is that Tizano, was it?
Well, you'd expect it probably
is. It was young Gray.
Oh.
It was young Gray. Did really wonderfully well to get back there, the 10. So Hardy made the tackle. Gray got in and supported him. And the two backs forcing the turnover. What a wonderful break there in that time by Landon Hayes. Just came off the right and went straight through the centres.
Yeah, I like how he moves. I watched him play a few plays yesterday and this morning, and I just like how he uses his feet subtly to change direction at the last minute. So, yeah, he's one to watch.
Yeah, and I think there's a few ominous signs starting to show through here as we're nearing half time. We're now 43 minutes into the game. I don't think we stopped the clock in that first 20-minute break, so we might be nearing half time as Hutchison, throw the ball in. Picked up. Tizano, out of one, out of two. Stumbles, picks his feet up, still going. Offloads. Oh, just pushed the pass there. Play on. Here's a counter-attacking opportunity by the Stockman. Dara. Goes high again. Cronje under it. Oh, whoa. Little fumble. He's having nightmares out there tonight. Might be losing the ball in the lights, Jamby, you reckon? It's always a good excuse for the wingers.
Well, the lights are good here, but yeah, sometimes those high balls under lights can be tough to see.
Western Force. Jake McKellar can't handle the ball.
Playing advantage.
I reckon we just take the points here. Get ourselves on the board.
Do you know any good kickers?
Yeah. All right, no, we'll go to the line out, I reckon. Come on, boys.
Yeah, if they just get down in this quarter, and I mean that was an inspirational run by Carlo. That he's one of the. We just had a bit of lightning strike.
A bit of lightning.
He's a real goer, isn't he, Carlo? I like the way he plays. He's known. People know him around all the different clubs of the up and coming seven. Yep. Talented kid, and certainly in the first quarter was quite dominant at the breakdown. But great to see what he can do with ball in hand as well.
Yeah, no, he loves to have a run of the ball. And they'll need him and McCaskill to really step up tonight. McCaskill had a storming game yesterday for West.
Did he?
He'd have some sore shoulders today, Brody. He was whacking blokes all over the place yesterday.
Yeah, that's a tough ask to come and play again tonight against quite a large bunch of country-loving humans.
Yeah, well, there's some solid boys out there, and they've been really willing. This is a really good game of rugby. They played in the right spirit. There's no niggle going on out there. There's no push and shove. The breakdowns have been very clean. Brad Jackman's done a good job of keeping the two teams apart, letting the breakdowns breathe a little bit so we get that continuity.
You going to tell me rugby's the winner?
No.
Okay.
Not at this point. So Western Force making a bit of a meal of their line out there, and that's always the case, isn't it? When you think, oh, you go for line out, and then something goes wrong.
Looking at the 19s, they've got a shape that looks like they're going to throw a blocker play here, where the 13 goes over the top of the 12.
One out the back, you reckon?
That's what sort of shape. That shape looks like that.
Yeah, 12 behind 13.
It looks like that. Yeah. But the blind winger's looking like he's going to be a threat too, and the fullback. So I like that.
Need to test the Stockman's defence, I think, in that 10 channel for mine.
Oh, the scrum's in a bit of trouble.
Good scrum by the Western Force that time.
Great
he goes
response.
to Gray, takes it to the line, inside switch to Moreau. Gets into that 10 channel. Good quick ball. Holt. Pisano, a bit flat-footed. Stockman straight on the ball that time. Not rolling away, though, the tackler. As they quick tap and go themselves, knock back the 10. Playing advantage. Western Force 19's got to react as the rain starts to fall. Cronje carries hard. Not much on here at the moment. Going back to the forwards. Oh, made a meal of it.
He's playing advantage.
Yep.
Not releasing.
Inclined after that last scrum. There's some encouraging. It was an encouraging push from that last scrum.
Yeah, what a great response from the 19s.
They're going to have another go. They've got a bit of their tails up from that last one.
This will be good. This will be a good challenge then.
I don't think the Stockman will let them get away with it twice.
No, it'll be interesting to see how we respond. We being the Stockman.
So we're nearing the half time of this game. It's been very entertaining so far. Scored 19 points to 0 in favour of the Stockman. As the rain continues to tumble here up at Wanneroo, home of the Roo Dogs. They're in the Div 2 Grand Final this weekend after upsetting UWA on Saturday, much to my disgust.
Oh, no. You all right?
Took me a couple of days to get over. Holt, Gray, ducks, goes himself. Good tackle, offloads. Goes wide to Hardy. Line of defenders in front of him. Goes around one. Taken down. Cesano picks and goes. Caskell, good clean out by him. Holt again. Well, Western Force edging their way towards the goal line of the Stockman, about 10 metres out. Picks and goes again.
Must be close there.
5 metres out. Holt protesting. Moreau. Wide ball out the back. Foster Hall steps, jinks, goes back, runs over the bloke 3 times. Didn't get him the first time, so went back and went again. Bundle up, close to the touchline, still 5 metres out.
They got better width here. Oh,
No, didn't get the
Turnover.
recycled possession there, and we'll go into half-time. The Western Force 19s not quite getting the chocolates just before half-time. Let you go do your half-time.
thanks,
pep
Mitch.
talk.
Good to chat, mate.
Jambi, we'll catch you later. Good luck in the second half. So entertaining first half here at Wanneroo Rugby Club, Kingsway Reserve. The Stockman 19 points to the Western Force 0. 3 tries to none at the moment. Durra has had 2 conversions. Scored a try himself. Billy Bully scored a try. And a good first half performance for Stockman. I'll wait for my mate Sean. He's floating around somewhere. And we'll resume very shortly for our second half.
Actually, I put it on charge and throw it for it. That's all right. How you going? All right. What's happening? Shaky. About Rory Page. New Zealand. Qualified.
Just talk me through what's happened with Rory this year. Week to a pre-season.
Yeah.
Popped your shoulder.
Yeah.
Had a recon.
Yeah.
Partial recon.
Yeah.
Week 3.
Already back through Colts and twos.
12 weeks out.
Yeah.
Came back through Colts, 2s, got into games, 4s.
Yeah. And we gave him. We've been legitimately running him off the bench in once to make him qualify for live.
So,
And then you clarified on Saturday night that he'd be eligible for Colts if he started. And he said yes.
yeah, so he said they just picked up the story a little bit. I know, but I'm just telling you. And then they wrote back and said, even the best, Ethan's injury. And they said, oh, you've got Reece, but he can play halfback, so it's not like they're going halfback.
He's playing centres, mate.
I said, shaky. Yeah, we've got the other 2 brothers. The reason why Reece less played is they refused to play him as one of the players.
Yeah.
We haven't played him halfback all year. I kept up my training hard.
Hugo Solomon.
I said, so Hero Solomon did his finger, he was our starting halfback, so, and then I kept up the training. Shake goes, look, I know.
He's fine.
Yeah, and they go, so just keep me informed.
The good thing about that, it's more of a distraction to Pele than it is for us.
I didn't drop people. You complain about Rory and I'll raise your Nathan Charles.
We've been doctoring their team sheets.
How do they know Nathan Charles play?
But they've been doctoring the team sheets.
How did he get enough games? That's what I want.
No. Tell you what, their backs are into the pump though. They've got no opportunities there.
All right, welcome back to Wanneroo Rugby Club Kingsway Reserve for the Australian Stockman clash with the Western Force under-19s. The score at the moment, 19 points to 0 in favour of the Stockman. If you're listening out there tonight, anywhere around the world or in Australia, give us a shout out on our live feed on Facebook. There's a few listeners out there that have already put a few comments on, so let us know where you're listening from and what part of Australia you might be tuning in to either watch your mate run around over here or friends or family. Certainly the Stockman putting in a good show. And okay, no worries. And Brad Jackman, the referee, just about ready to get us underway for this second half. The rain's dissipated for a briefing moment as the teams get prepared to get in the second half. So, Sean, what's your take on the first half?
Well, firstly, I guess, Mitch, did Jimmy enjoy it?
I think he did. He had a bit of banter going.
Because I was looking for eye contact as to whether I was able to, whether he's able to keep.
Mate, he was right into it, mate.
Good. No,
he
that's
was right
good.
into it. He forgot that he had to go out there and do the halftime
Oh,
huddle.
did he? Oh no.
And jumped out there, but
we're enjoying this game. It's opened up a little bit in that second quarter.
Yeah, absolutely.
As maybe a little bit of. I'm not sure why they lost a little bit of shape. The Western Force under-19s, and they had it in that first 15 minutes, especially. What do you put that down to, Mitch, when you were watching it?
Oh, I think what's happened with the Stockman, they've been prepared to take the ball up hard in the midfield. Their back row early on had a terrific effort in Selwood, Trent DeVere and Murray. And then Durra's just been steering the team around the paddock. He's been having good options, taking the ball to line. As we get underway here for the second half, Jack Hardy, short kick-off. Oh, Jake McKellar gets a hand on it, goes forward. Stockman regathered, DeVere picks it up and goes.
Braving contact. The new half, Radford. Out to Durra on the boot. He's got a deft touch and Hardy to chase.
Ball sits up. Hardy. Off he goes.
Oh, beautiful feet.
Taken down. Just on the Western Force side of halfway. They'll clear it now. McKellar carries. Good carry by him. Through the goal. Goes again, Moreau. Goes wide, Tizano. Oh, nearly puts it down. Regathers it though. Stockman. Here we go again. Oh, good little offload by McCaskill, his teammate Moreau from the West Club. We've got Jacob Cowley out there.
DeVere, great covering tackle. He's all over that ball. But there was no clearance in the ball, and he's riding that line that the flankers do. Right in between that grey place of clearance, no clearance arms, no arms. And he's not come up well there. Hardy to kick for touch.
We've got Nelson Pelea watching just Seki Murray from Cairns in Queensland. And there's a few Queensland farmers out there that wish they would have some of this WA rain we're getting here tonight. So I hope the drought breaks soon, guys. Western Force line out here, just on the 22. Dylan Hutchins to throw the ball in here. As the Western Force have got a couple of changes they've made. Thiago Valentin, the prop, and the ball gets loose. Stockman, Western Force come up with it. It's the man Valentin now. Cowley. Oh, McCaskill couldn't handle it. Lost it behind though, Brad Jackman calls it. Oh, again, sloppy at the breakdown, the Western Force 19s. As they clear, goes to Cronje at the back. Oh, he's put the ball down again. He's dropped 3 or 4 tonight. Goes dummies, goes himself, is isolated. Loses the ball in contest as well.
Christensen on the ball.
Stockman now is the big unit. McKerrow, he loves a carry. Bang into the defensive line out.
Radford goes blind. Gibson out of strong in defence. He's made a run down the sideline here, and it may be successful.
As we go wide now, Durrah. Then spare out the back. Oh, big strong carry by the number 8, Murray. Good quick ball again. Wide ball. Intercepted by the Western Force on the far side. Their numbers to burn there that Stockman didn't quite execute. Rowley
chasing that.
Little bit of a box kick. No chase line to the Western Force 19s, though. Slow to bring up the defensive line. Shifting it. That's McKee. Here he goes, man Gibbon again. Out of the first one. Out of the second. Eventually brought down close to the sideline. He's a handful. Oh, playing the ball on the ground. Oh, you got to be kidding me. Dylan Hutchison. Tizano. He's off.
Durrah, the only man
this will be interesting. Tizano, oh, good tackle there. Brought down, offloads. Hutchins. Slow ball. Rowley. Cronje on his own. Isolated. Rowley. Waiting for it. Gray. Oh, sloppy pass by Rowley. That's a terrible pass. Towed through.
Selwood. Billy Bully. He's a flyer from Townsville. He's still on it.
Dives on the man, though. That's a penalty. Yeah, got to let the man play it. Get to his feet. So good run there down the touchline by Carlo Dizzano. Cronje got himself isolated. And then a sloppy pass by the replacement halfback, Rowley. Unfortunately missing a couple of halfbacks tonight. And Keegan Rowley from the Southern Lions Club has stepped into the breach to fill that backup 9 hole as Hardy goes to the sideline. Puts the ball out just on the other side of the 10-metre line of the Stockman's half. So the Stockman, you know, really doing well. 19 points up already, and it's looking ominous. This next 20 minutes, they could well start to blow this scoreline out. Selwood and Murray and DeVere and these sort of guys are really coming in their own. McKerrow, the big unit with the beard, loves a carry. Jack Radford, the 9, looking very busy tonight as it's won by the Force. Sloppy ball. Rowley cleans it up, carries it. Oh, he's found a little hole straight through the middle. Little jinx step. Brought to ground. Western Force 19 slow to clean out. Slow ball. Tizano now went into 9. Great. Dummies, goes himself, gets sorted out. 4 Stockman defenders. Slow ball again. Rowley down the left-hand side. Short passing game there. Good carry, offload. And I can't quite see who's got that one at the moment. Slow ball again by the Force. Morrow switches McCaskill. Brought to ground, good tackle by McKerrow. Rowley. Morrow again. Slotting into that first receiver. He lost his footing. Found the little hole there too. Counter ruck now by the Stockman. Over the ball early there, Brad Jackman. So penalties in favour of a little bit of push and shove going on here. Man on the ground. Sort it out, boys. No big deal. Just let it go. Still pushing and shoving. As the teams are just separating themselves. No, just a little bit of niggle on the ground. The Western Force were keen to get on with it. And Stockman that time just holding the ball up a little bit. Bit of gamesmanship on the ground. And a little bit push and shove.
Let's go, Stocky!
Nothing in it.
Good to see the passion, though. I like seeing the... And there's a little bit of feeling. There's a lot on the line in terms of not only experience and individuals putting their hand up, but both teams care about the jersey they're wearing. And that's important moving forward for the Western Force Under-19 campaign this year, but also for these Stockman boys understanding what that jersey's about. Trent DeVere trying to get some order back. That number 7, Mitch, for the Western Force.
Carlo Tizzano, yeah.
Had a brilliant run up the sideline, very strong.
Yeah, he's a real live wire, loves the contact. Wouldn't be surprised if there is a little bit of niggle out there. Carlo loves that. He'll fire up with that.
It's 7s and halves, isn't it?
Yeah. They're all nutters. Anyway, Western Force taking the scrum. They finished that back end of the first half. The scrum was looking a lot better. Alex Wilson from the Navy. He's come on at prop, number 18. He's shorted up a little bit. Tiago Valentin just come off the field. So Rowley will feed the ball. He's been a little bit sloppy so far. It's good on him for stepping up tonight, filling the breach. A few halfbacks still involved with finals. So Gray at 10. He's had a bit of a challenge on his hands tonight. This back line for the Western Force 19's up against some really quality players with the Stockman team.
That Alex Wilson for the Western Force under 19s is a fantastic prospect. He's a former New South Wales country player, been on a tour of ours before through Argentina, but you're currently committed to Navy duties. You'd think if that wasn't the case, he'd get a call up somewhere. Great scrum again. This is looking nice and flat and strong.
Ball spits out Gray now. Gray takes it to the line, little half a gap for him. Durrow closes the gap on him though. Rowley short side, nothing on. Goes back, Hutchinson.
Oh, great take.
Takes it forward, metres from the line now. Quick ball, Morrow. Oh, needed to go. Goes himself though, metre out from the line. McCaskill on the left, goes to him, dummies, goes. Could have gone, they got their big overlap, the Force just got to get it through the hands. And, Tizzano now, out of one, scoots around and will just be brought down a metre from the line again. Western Force just needed to give her that one to Tizzano. And Brad Jackman awarding the try. He's obviously just got it over the line there. Took him a while to get in position, Jackman, and nice little try. That'll give the 19s a little bit of encouragement in this second half. Just lacked a little bit of composure there. We've seen the Stockman score their first 3 tries just by showing composure as they entered that 22-metre zone. Western Force 19s on that occasion just a little bit panicky, a little bit disorganised, but lucky to get away with picking up the 5 points. And opportune time for the Stockman to regather their thoughts. And where to from here, Sean?
Well, I think that try is going to do a lot for the Western Force under 19s in terms of their confidence. You can see them now starting to work it out. And they've been caught short a number of times on that left edge, and that's the first time the Western Force under 19s have capitalised on it. If the Stockmen don't wake up down that side, there could be more damage done. I think the boys will need to have a chat about some of their own composure in terms. They rattled them a little bit with Wilson coming on at prop, and then the 7 as well. They've brought that aggression that they needed, this young squad, and that Stockman squad hasn't been prepared for it. So now they've got a solid scrum, they've got more aggression around the park and some confidence. It'll be interesting to see how the Stockmen respond.
Yep, and Hardy's conversion just shaving the left-hand side up right there, missed the conversion. So scored now 19-5 in favour of the Stockman. And of course, as we say, Alex Wilson isn't actually under 19. We're a bit short of props tonight, so he's been roped in.
Oh, there's a number of there's a number of players just because of the grand final system, and the Western Force under 19s are playing a senior squad. So
we've had to call on the rugby community here to pitch in, which they've done so. And really good great carry here. That's Sam Thornley carrying the ball out towards the halfway line, but loses it in contact. Counter-attack opportunity here. That's Patworth. Carries the ball forward now. Slow breakdown. Halfback, Jack Radford gets there. DeVere hits and spins. Held up in the tackle. Maul's called.
Radford urging the troops
Steals
in.
it away.
Great steal.
Good little off-row. Morrow straight through. Tizzano coming up on his left. Oh, brought down. Oh, loses the ball. Good tackle by Radford as they go wide now. It's Gibbons. Strong into contact. Stockman now. Radford. Revere.
Murray, the first receiver. That's gone to Oscar Cunningham. He's gone to ground, clearing out Roy Arnold. Radford chirping at the ref as he should. The ball's gone wide. Hayes now to the toe.
Chase line coming up. Hardy's got to go inside his 22 to regather. Goes long. Finds some grass. And he's kicked that from about 10 metres into the side of his, just outside from his goal line, and we'll get a 22 line. Durrett just taking his time, puts it down, 22. Western Force to take that. It's down to another town bit of territory. They'll get the ball back from the 22 unless Durrett pulls something tricky out. So just clarify for me, Sean, number 7 tonight, is that Murray or DeVere?
Oh, sorry, I get a beat on that actually when I get... No, that is Joseph Teki Murray. So there's a...
So Murray's number 7 tonight,
There is an error on the...
Okay, no
the
worries.
team sheet.
I've been calling him DeVere all night, so apologies for
DeVere's
that.
running around at 8, so there is a switch.
Righto. No worries at all. So apologies to family and friends of Murray out there tonight. I've been calling him when number 8's became, but Murray, well, it wouldn't matter anyway. The back row for the Stockman having an awesome game. Murray's been terrific, as has DeVere. As Durrett goes to the touchline. So short line out here by the Stockman. Rugatel.
The Newcastle hooker. Is coming to camp.
Oh, it's a great throw. McKellar gets it. He sets sail. He's got some wheels on him too, Jake McKellar. One-handed pass inside. Another one-hand. Oh, lost fall forward. Dylan Hutchison dives on it. Force 19's still got it. Long ball out now, Gray. There's numbers out wide.
Short on the
numbers
left
out
again.
wide. They just got to go through the hands. Goes to Jacob Foster Hall. He'll go over in the corner. So it all came from a mistake at the line-out by the Stockman. The throw going to the hands of Jake McKellar. He stripped it, went downfield, was able to get a one-handed pass away. It was Thornley, I think it was, that got it. Ball went loose. Hutchison dives on it, and then they were able to throw it wide through Gray, Moreau, and then out to Foster Hall, who went over in the corner. About 5 metres inside from touch for the Western Force 19s to get their second score of the night.
They made their intent felt early as well. They kept going wide and maybe a little wide too early, but they've found the right balance with getting some forward in the midfield as well. So they're pushing that left edge, and there's been space there a number of times tonight, and the Stockman didn't shore it up, and it was great to see the Force get rewarded. Great run up the middle initially off the back of that line out. These Western Force boys have got wind in their sails, and their confidence is growing, and the Stockman lads are going to have to find something now to respond.
Yeah, well, certainly, since a couple of their key players were rested just before half-time, they're going to have to they just lost a little bit of momentum when they make the changes off the bench.
Yeah, they did.
And that'll happen from time to time when you've got a group of guys that have just been thrown in. They just got to get the ball, settle things down, and go back to their gameplay that rewarded them in the first half. As Hardy, from 5 minutes in from touch, kicks it over the goalpost. So we've got a ball game on our hands, Sean. 19 points to 12 for the Stockman.
Be interesting to see what happens here. You're right, though. Papworth has been missed in the middle, and his ball carrying, and maybe some fatigue setting in around that back row. But the Force are looking hungry, and they're looking forward to a good back end of this game.
As Durrett gets it away again, goes deep. Carries out there, but there's a good strong hit there.
That Newcastle lock.
Marcus Christensen belted him. Rowley, short side. Poor pass. And the Western Force backs were screaming forward out on the left there. They fancied themselves to go again. Rowley decided upon himself to do his own thing. So now we'll go to the line out. The Stockman just having a bit of a chat what we're going to do. Going to be Rugatel to throw it in. And I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Overthrow. The big unit. Brody at the back. Ball goes loose. Radford. He gets wrapped up. Going to the right now. That was Papworth. He's back on the field. Radford again. Working to the right now. Good pass by DeVere. They're bringing back that short passing game that rewarded in the first half now. Durrett. Murray carries it. Stripped to the ball and the tackle. Brad Jackman rewarding the knock-on. So the Western Force that time just getting in and stripping the ball. And that was much better from the Stockman, going back to their original game pattern and strategy, just for those short passes and good carries in the midfield, Sean.
It's not easy to, like a team like this, not to get along. But to the Western Force's credit, neither have they, but their game plan that they seem to have after that first 15 minutes, that did pay dividends. They have wandered from and taken some time moving into that last line out to see if they can get it back. Another scrum midfield, looking for that continuity that they've lacked. Landon Hayes had a great 20 minutes at one point, looking for something more from him in the second half in the centres.
Yeah, I'd like to see him get back on the field there at the moment. He's still having a rest over here. And also, Ben Cotton had some wonderful touches early on in that first half. Ben Cotton made some good breaks up the middle of the field. He was a real live wire, and just his support play through the guts of the field was extraordinarily beneficial for the Stockman, and they were rewarded a couple of times there just through his hard work. And he's currently having a bit of a rest on the bench there, so get back on there, Ben. We're talking you up. Rowley will feed this scrum. Back set to the left. That's where they'll go. Gray, little chip over the top. McKellar chasing and straight down the throat of McKee. They loves that. He'll bring that back with Simitris. Goes wide. Durra. He's got Gibbons outside him. Goes himself. Gets rid of one. Gets rid of two. Offloads. Beautiful little to Rugitel. Radford now. DeVere. Oh, pass at the back. Murray picks it up. Goes wide again. Billy Bully. Oh, just couldn't quite handle it. Gets a hand on it. Goes into touch.
He's done so great tonight, Billy Bully. This tour for the Stockman is built for guys like him and lads like Finn McKee. Billy Bully coming out of the Brothers Club in Townsville. He's got beautiful feet, a big future in rugby, and hopefully something like this will be a stepping stone to him doing more.
And I like to look at this Alex Gibbon too, Sean. Geez, he's made some strong carries on the wing tonight as well. He's real no nonsense. He's already picked up a try tonight.
He's got a property or two out in a casino and runs Drought Masters, but he's had a wealth of rugby experience, so he's a leader in the club on this camp.
As Murray gets through the force line out, gets the scraps off the top, gets brought down to ground.
Slow to the breakdown, Stockman, and well done.
Yeah, they're all set out here in the midfield. Now they go.
LaRochelle.
Off he goes.
He's a small hooker from Newcastle, but he's willing and very fit. Radford now.
Hayes. Quick pressure on him by Cronje that time. Tried to get the quick hands, and the conditions aren't conducive to that tonight. Starting to rain again here. Greasy conditions. It's going to go against the Stockman. They're looking to play a ball in hand game and try and throw it around a bit. And this rain has sort of ruined the party for that. So another scrum to the Western Force 19s. We haven't seen much of number 22 out there, Zach Campton, at the moment. It's been a bit quiet so far, and he needs to get involved in the game. Landon Hayes still out there at 13, and you're right, Billy Bully's been terrific tonight. He's had a couple of good runs with the ball. That time, the pass just a little bit hard to bring in. As we're packing the scrum just on the 10-metre side of the Western Force half. At 10 metres in from touch. Rowley feeds. Good scrum by the Stockman. Scrum goes down, gets the ball out. Gray. Moreau, back to Gray. Wide cut-out pass, goes to ground. Hardy picks it up. Steps off one. Carries to the 10-metre. Rowley, slow ball. I'll go short side. Strong carry there. Alex Wilson with the carry, holding on. No clean out from the Western Force 19s. Brad Jackman giving the Stockman a penalty. I'm trying to keep track of these player jerseys out there. I think that's Jordan Grant, number 12, the hooker. So they're really making me work for my supper tonight. Trying to keep track of who's playing where, and they've got different backs wearing forwards jumpers and forwards wearing backs jumpers. So there you go.
It's a decent crowd down here tonight, Mitch. We're playing on a Monday night over here in Western Australia. There's a little bit of rain around, and this crowd and rugby club, not only great hosts, but hungry for rugby. It's great to see it supported so well.
Yeah, and certainly the Saturday game down at Rockingham at Lark Hill on Saturday. There should be a good crowd down there. There'll be grand finals early in the day, and then the highlight of the evening will be the Western Force taking on the Stockman as we go wide. Durra picks up Hayes. He's brought down. Slow ball for the Stockman. Radford's got to bury in there and get it out. DeVere, short ball to Patworth. He loves a carry. Good
He's
carry
a big
as well.
unit, Papworth, but he's hard to bring down.
Murray. He's had a terrific game tonight, Murray. Radford. DeVere. Short ball to Larujatel. Good carry by him. He's been busy since he's been on. Dara. Short ball. This is a big man, Christensen. Same way. Dara again. Shows and goes. Gets out of the first. Western Force 19's defence holding strong at the moment. As it goes a little scoot and he offloads in the tackle. Brought down a metre out from the line. Goes Dara. Goes himself. Dives over and scores his second for the night. Good little bit of play by him. Making himself available every phase, if not every second phase. All the time in the game, Dara. That time, some great effort by him. Radford feeding the ball really well. And that was a much better piece of play by the Stockman that time, Sean.
Yeah, it was. They're finding their go for it again, which they lacked there in that middle section of the game. And I think the little bit of fatigue setting in. There's a little slower to the breakdown, but Dara has been busy. He pops up everywhere. If he's not in the middle, he's on the edge, and he found himself in the right position that time. Murray, though, having a cracker, you're right, made some good metres down this left edge as well.
And he's just a quality player, Murray. You can see that he's obviously got a bit of experience under his belt. He's able to settle things down. DeVere's playing a really good secondary ball playing role as well out in the midfield. He's shuffled on a lot of second passes tonight and be able to draw those defenders in. And then you've got the big units, the Christensen and the Papworths of this world, carrying the ball well as also as the kick from Dara just to the right of the post. And we'll have a bit of a break here after the first 20 minutes of the second half. So a really good comeback by the Western Force 19s in that 20 minutes. And the score is 24 points to 12 in favour of the Stockman. So, Sean, what's the plans for the week over here in Perth, mate? You obviously got some nice digs in the Hyatt that you're staying at, mate. The good buffet down there.
Yeah, we were really grateful to a number of sponsors that got on board with this week-long camp over here in Perth. The Hyatt Regency Perth is one of them, along with BLK and Hertz Hire Cars Welsh Pool. Bayside Physio and Athletes Gel also have supported us. We're supporting two good causes as well in Are You OK and Little Windmills, the Country Kids charity. So it's an opportunity for the guys to get behind a cause bigger than rugby and bond around mental health discussions in camp, which we're excited about, which is a core part, non-negotiable part of what we do.
Very good. As referee Brad Jackman just joins us over here. How you going, Brad? And his battery's died on his GoPro. That's okay. That's not my field, mate. I'm just here to commentate. Doing a good job out there tonight, Brad. Couple more 50-50s to come Western Force way would be good.
So this week in Perth, the Hyatts are looking after us, but talking to you earlier, Fremantle seems to be a place to push on. The Little Creatures Brewery, I think the boys have mentioned.
I'm sure the boys will enjoy the food and beverage menu down that way. Plenty of things to do during the week in Perth here. It's been pretty good weather the last few days, although we've had a bit of rain tonight. Hopefully the sun will come out for you guys. You can enjoy the week here. I believe you're being hosted down by the Netherlands Rugby Club for your training venue, which is a nice part of the world down on the Swan River there. Oh,
beautiful! Right on the edge of the river. There's some great clubs we've played in around the world. One of them was in Sligo Island, and it's very similar to that. Lacks a picturesque mountain in the background, but in terms of being right on the river, and it's got a wonderful community feel to it. They've got a lovely juniors playing next door, lots of sports going on, people walking their dogs. The lads are really loving it out here in Perth, and the sun has popped out for us this week, so good to see that the guys are soaking in the weather, but also the company down here.
And good on these guys for putting their hands up to be part of this Stockman group. And obviously the Western Force with the resurgence of World Series Rugby. They just had their last game last Friday night. It's been a terrific series. It was a fantastic crowd there last Friday night to take on the Panasonic Wild Knights. 15,000 people showed up at NIB Stadium. It was a terrific game of rugby, 50 points to 45. And certainly Twiggy Forrest has walked the talk and put the hand in the pocket and delivered a fantastic, innovative competition for the rugby community over in West Australia, and also opened up the game to the Asian market by having teams come in from Hong Kong and Japan. We had the Pacific Island teams here, so who knows? We might see a Stockman team in the World Series Rugby in the future. You need to have a few words with Twiggy way over here, mate. See if you can get on board, get on the bandwagon. Rugby Australia is not going so well at the moment with the Bledisloe Cup defeat on Saturday night. Everyone's got the knives out for Michael Checker at the moment. Poor bloke. Poor old line-out coach, Simon Rohuni, used to play at Manly. He copped it in the media after the loss on Saturday night. But grassroots rugby alive and well. It's alive and well over here in the West, and it's alive and well in country areas around Australia.
We're grateful to the Force as well for providing these lads this opportunity. If they're aspiring to higher honours in rugby, then there's no greater shot you can have at a professional team. And not since probably the Lions tours of old, where combined countrysides used to get together and have a crack, has an opportunity like this been afforded to amateur players. So it's one of the, in my opinion, bigger opportunities in recent times. It's caused a great buzz amongst our group, amongst fellas that are hungry for a crack, and that's what this is. So getting a game like this against the Western Force under-19s is wonderful for not only them but for us. It's by no means a game on the way to somewhere. It is a game in and of itself, and they are making a real show of it tonight. Stockman need to actually dig a bit deep and find a gear, because these Western Force under-19s guys are hungry.
Yeah, they're not going to give up, the young fellas. They won't want to embarrass themselves, and certainly they're still playing for spots in this National Under-9 Championship, so they've all got something to prove. Oh, a little sneaky kick off Moreau. Oh, great play.
Murray body on the line on a Durra kick.
Moreau that time, a little bit of sleep at the start. Gibbons, wide pass out to Bully. Scoots down the touchline. Gets cleaned up at the back there. I can't see who that was. Right down in that bottom right-hand corner.
This will be the final 20 minutes. Great
Western
run down
Force
the side.
carrying it out. Good strong carry there. I think that was Petherick. Petherick just carrying it out to the 22, so just a little scoot down the short side there. And clever play by the Stockman to open up this last quarter of the game with a little grubber kickoff. Caught the Western Force 19s napping. I think that's Rugatel still out there. I can't tell from this far away. Oh no, it's the big unit. Richie's back on. I see Selwood's back on as well. So Richie with his first throw since coming back on. A little bit crooked.
I missed that Southern District Selwood. He came out of Orange Emus in 2017 and has moved to Sydney for a real crack at rugby. He's abrasive and he's deceptively big.
Yeah, he's a solid lad, isn't he? And we've got 17, Paul Mackin on the left wing over here. And Gibbons has moved to outside centre. So Paul Mackin, he's a big unit too.
He is. He doesn't have enough rugby under his belt for mine this season, and he's trailed he's light on for numbers, to be fair, Hardy. So,
is he a prop or something playing on the wing?
He's been in the gym a lot. So we'll see how he goes down this left edge.
As Holt clears it, he's great. Switches, Moreau, he's had a strong game tonight, carries well. Holt again. Oh, break down there. What's he going to award? Come on, put an arm up, Brad, so I can tell you. There we go. Against the Stockman. Not releasing the man, as we've got an injury here. Someone's done an ankle. I can't tell who that is that's gone down. Certainly not Moreau. It was a strong carry by Moreau. Well, it might be him. It might be him. He's just come back from injury too, Nico Moreau. It'd be bloody terrible for him to be re-injured again. Certainly looks in a bit of discomfort there on the ankle.
It's a terrible shame too. He's had a great night.
Yeah, he's
finding
carried
a lot of
well
space in that midfield.
Yeah, he's carried really well. He's been strong. He's put off some good hits in defence as well. That might be the night for him, I'd say. He doesn't look real well. So we're going to have to go to a very thin bench. Sam Rarasia, the backs coach for the 19s, he's suited up tonight. He plays first grade here for the Netherlands club where you guys have been training. He's got the long dreadlocks out there. He's from originally a Gordon Junior from Sydney. He's been over for a number of years. Won a few premierships with Netherlands. Very good player.
And not a small man either, Mitch.
Nah, Sammy goes all right. he's probably getting a bit long in the tooth now. I remember coaching him when he was 14, 15 years of age in the junior ranks at Gordon in Sydney. And he's now a development coach over here, passing on his wisdom to some of these young blokes. He's a terrific bloke. And he's suited up tonight to help out from the bench. There's off the top from the force, knocked on by the Stockman. So line out for both teams under a bit of pressure at the moment. This greasy conditions wouldn't be helping. But certainly the Stockman putting a lot of pressure on the force line out and vice versa. And we'll take a scrum 15 metres in, just on the Stockman side of halfway. I hope you're enjoying the call tonight. This is terrific, innovative exercise by the Stockman. And congratulate you, Sean, on putting all this together and bringing the game to the country.
Mitch, I was about to congratulate you on and thank you for joining us on the live stream. You're a great voice to have here, mate, and you've helped me out significantly.
Oh, it's like sitting on my lounge chair at home, mate, commentating on the games.
You're probably giving the family a break.
Saves me from abusing refs.
Oh, we're terribly grateful for it, mate. You got called in with a few days' notice, and you've really helped us out tonight, so thank you.
That's good. I was going to come up here anyway, and the bar wasn't open, so I might as well be making use of my time. Anyway.
Special thanks also to High Tide Media for covering the match tonight.
Yeah, these young blokes here have done a terrific job with all their gear. I hope the vision's been great.
Yeah, if you're looking for live streaming options in Perth, Mitch from High Tide Media is a quality bloke to contact.
So good attacking position here for the Stockman. They've got a midfield scrum. Redford will feed just on halfway. They should go an 8-9 here, and they do. Papworth was packing at 8. Redford, McKee, Billy Bully outside him. Releases him down the wing, gets Bundle into touch, however. So good defence by the Western Force. Probably Billy Bully should have probably come in off his wing there, maybe switched on McKee, straighten the things up. And the Western Force have had to move Jake McKellar to 13. So they really are patching up this back line now. They've got Gray at 10 still. Rarasia, the backs coach, at 12. McKellar, who usually plays in forwards, at 13. Liam Fletcher is back on the field as well. Jordan Grant goes to the air, not handled that time by Martin Gallagher. He knocks on in the line out. So more mistakes from the Force 19s. They're going to be costly.
24-12, is that what you've got,
Yeah,
Mitch?
score's still 24-12. We've got about 15 minutes to go in this game.
There's enough time for this game to open up again if the Force can find some more space, possibly down that their left and edge.
Yeah, if the Western Force 9s can get another score on, we're going to have a pretty close finish, which would be indicative of such a good quality game that it's been. I mean, we've seen a few mistakes lately, but considering the weather and the greasy conditions here tonight, it's certainly been entertaining. And I think it holds the Stockman in good stead for their Western Force hit-out on Saturday. Once they've had a week together and get a bit of momentum, this will do them the world of good to have a bit of a hit-out. They'll be able to do a bit of fine-tuning during the week at training, have a bit of bonding, and then hopefully deliver the goods and give the Western Force a good game on Saturday.
Oh, we're looking forward to it, and the lads are too. There's a couple more players that trickle into this squad, but they'll need to find another gear, hopefully within the next 15 minutes, and then go back to the drawing board over the week and start to reinforce some of the patterns and some of the coaching that Nick Henderson and Jimmy Holbeck have brought to the group. Finn McKee looking to come from the field and be replaced at fullback by Landon Hayes.
Yeah, he's just probably got a bit of a niggle there, McKee, so erring on the side of caution, just bringing him off. No point in stretching him too hard if he's not feeling right, but he's had a good, strong game at the back. Done some good things, done some good carries. Got involved, which is all you can ask for a fullback. I thought Vincent Quigley was very strong at halfback in the first stanza of this game.
Yeah, he's a good, fine Vincent. He's a lovely bloke too. Lovely, great pass on him, lovely hands. He plays out of Bond University on the Gold Coast with Luke Papworth. You couldn't find a nicer guy. We are blessed as well with the Norths, Colt and Jack Radford from Rowena, feeding the scrum at the moment.
Yeah, he's slowly moved himself into this game. Started a little bit slow, but he's been terrific since then. Picked up the pace as he gives a nice pass out to Durra. Gives it on out the back now to Durra again on the loop. Gibbons. This is that big unit. Mackin.
He's drawn it in. Good for him.
Loses it.
Radford under pressure.
Hardy kicks it downfield. Chases on. Parsons. Gray. It's Campton. Goes down on it, gets taken by Parsons.
Support. Western Force under 19, sniffing a chance here.
He steps through, delivers it. Rarasea on the switch. Off he goes, Big Sammy. Oh, the Stockman all over that ball. Nah, it's not going anywhere. Holt. Victor Harris, good carry by him. Needs to go wide here. Geordie Grant carries in the midfield. Comes back short side. Gallagher. Big long stringy legs of Gallagher. Good carry by him. Holt again. Rarasea available. Little offload. Parsons, that is. So Western Force on the attack. Good short ball. Hardy. Carries. Oh, knocked on Rarasea there. Went for the little pick and go. Stockman will have it. Yeah. Stockman had that one. And unplayable, Brad Jackman's called there. I think he's called that ruck unplayable. Western Force going forward. So he's going to give the scrum to the Western Forces. There was a hint of a knock on there by Sam Rarasea. Ball spilled out of the breakdown. Might have come off a boot. It's hard to pick up from this angle. But Western Force 19 is about 5 metres out from the Stockman goal line here. And if they can get a try here, it could be game on. So good little bit of play from the Force 19s. Got reward for the effort and the intercept pass early. Towed it downfield and it was a good chase. Parsons and Gray did awesome work. So Jack Holt will feed the scrum about 5 metres out. Scrum's solid. Delivers it. Gray. Ducks, goes himself. Out of 1, out of 2. Slips out, 5 metres out from the line. Stockman. Good, strong carry here again. That's Thornley. Recycles the ball. Oh, good pick up by Fletcher. Going the same way here. They're exhausting. Rarasea. Inside ball. McCaskill. Held up.
There's
ball spills out.
Use it.
McKellar's got it. They had the numbers there, the Force, who weren't able to get the ball out, so they have to bring it back. Caskill, first receiver. He carries. Held up by the Stockman. So turned it over. No one at the back. Penalty against the Western Force 19's entry. Yeah, incorrect entry coming in from the side there by the Western Force. So good defence by the Stockman. They were under enormous pressure. The Western Force 19s just lacked a little bit of structure. They had the numbers out wide. They couldn't get it there. Just lacked someone to step up into that playmaker role. And the Australian Stockman get a relieving penalty 5 metres out from their line. Burrows just taking his time. He'll just go to the side. And he'll put the ball out about 5 metres outside of their 22.
There's been some wonderful pressure built by this Western Force under 19 squad. They've been camped up there on the 30-20 metre line a number of times. Little errors creeping into the game that have let the pressure off. You'd think, though, if they could let some of those things stick, that pressure would convert to points over time. Ritchie now to feed this line out.
Up he goes off the top. Radford. Dara, good take by him. One-handed offload. That's 22. Zach Hampton. Yep. Round the corner they go. Murray off the right, taken down. Good offload again. Another good offload as they move the ball through. Turned over though. Cronje got it out of 1, out of 2. He's gone down the right-hand side touchline and bundled into touch. 2 metres out from the Stockman goal line. Oh, that could have been trouble for the Stockman there.
That greasy ball and that consistent pressure by the Western Force under 19s paying off. Landon Hayes coughing it up at the end there. They were a good pickup, but they were under pressure since that line-out went down. Western Force doing well to see if they can get it into the corner. Unlucky this time.
Yeah, that time Christophe Cronje could have scored then. He had the ball, there was no one in front of him, but he just didn't have the wheels to get there. He's had a bit of problem with his handling tonight, Christophe. Also from the Netherlands club tonight. Obviously Sammy Rarasea roping him into the fixture as the ball goes to 6. Brought down, they'll roll it up. Driving more by the Stockman. It's held up and defended well by the Western Force 19s. They'll be looking to clear to go wide. Oh, good little short ball there.
Strong run.
Oh, yeah, offloads.
Zach Hampton now from Parramatta.
Out of one, offloads
Inside
to
to Patworth. He'll be hard to stop.
Gets out of a couple of would-be tacklers. Good quick ball here. Oh, Rarasia straight through the gate. Takes the 9 out. Brad Jackman will award the penalty. Taking out the 9. Oh, a good little strong run by Gibbon there. And off that line out. That's just what the doctor ordered for the Stockman. Get themselves out of trouble. And then that man, Patworth, ever present. Strong carry by him as Durrard puts the team back on attack now. We've got about 10 minutes to go in this game. And the Stockman looking to close the game out. Score here, it'll be too hard for the Western Force to rope them in from here. The big man Rory Collins in the middle of the line out with Christensen. Christensen goes high. Over his head, ball's loose. Nobody wants it. Western Force 19s didn't want it. Stockman said, we'll take it back then. Off they go. They swing it wide.
Hayes.
Short hands, Billy Bully now down the sideline. Patworth, I think that is. So Stockman just going to rumble it up here. They're going to look to the short side. Pick and go. I can't see who that is, Sean. There's the bodies pile on the right. Oh, held up over the line. Right down in that bottom right-hand corner there. So again, the Western Force just lacking a little bit of that little 1% that you throw your body on the ball. The ball was bouncing around there from that line out. Nobody really wanted it. Stockman snaffled it up and threw it wide. And that man, Billy Bully, he's been a handful on the wing there tonight. He's got some nice wheels. He's deceptively quick.
We're really proud of him. He's a guy who probably could do a lot more with his rugby, so hoping this can be an opportunity for him. Gibbons inserting himself in this last 20 minutes, which is good to see. There's more direct running. Quigley now back on the field as Radford comes off it for a well-earned spell. Stockman line out. Quigley will feed it. Probably 5 metres out from the clubhouse end.
The scoreline 24 points to 12 in favour of the Stockman. Looking to close this game out. The scrums have been enormous all night for the Stockman. Oscar Cunningham, Bart Ritchie, Reece Brodie, well backed up by Dane LaRugatel. Yes, we're just going to see a bit of a
Cunningham maybe coming from the field here.
Yeah, a little bit of blood on Oscar. He'd be filthy about that. He's just about out to go for a pushover try.
Yeah, he's a great prospect, Oscar. He comes out of the ACT. He's been in Brumbies Academy in the past. Head with the Brumbies 10s to Mauritius. Learning a lot from Nick Henderson and older props like Reece Brodie. He's done well tonight. De Vere now either sliding into prop or hooker. It'll be interesting to see.
He's big enough.
He's big enough, isn't he?
So we're just settling in with the scrum here. Brad Jackman just organising the troops. A few last second instructions. Quigley, we're going to watch him this close to the line. I wouldn't be surprised if Dara tries to sniff out a hat-trick here. Bit of a show and go again. It rewarded him the first time around as we've gone uncontested scrums. Dara. And show and go he does and scores his third for the night. So you couldn't tell he was going to do that, Sean, could you?
I meant you called him from back here. No? He's a direct runner, Dara. He cracked NRC last year. He's been playing 15, I think, mainly this year for Sunnybank. It was good to have him join camp a little bit later this week.
Yeah, so it's nice little bit of finish. He's had a terrific game tonight, Dara. He's steered the troops around the paddock well. He's carried the ball well to the line. He's big and strong and prepared to take the defence on, and he's been rewarded with a hat-trick of tries tonight and has really finished off this game for the Stockman. with the easiest of tries. So that Stockman having to go on contested scrums on that one. I hope you got some props coming in later in the week, mate.
Yeah, look, we're going to see how this game goes, Mitch, and see if you guys have any spare after it. You have a decent scrum. Looks like...
And Doro gets the extras, so he's chalking them up tonight. And the score now out to 31 points to 12. Five tries tonight for the Stockman. 3 conversions to Dora. And it's just getting organised for a restart here. The Western Force 19s are going to have to try and retain this ball, probably go short. And they do so. And is it going to go 10? No, it's not going to go 10, so they'll go back to halfway. So trying to do a little chip kick there. It was always going to be high risk. Jack Hardy that time not being able to go the 10. And the Stockman will get a scrum. So good attacking opportunity here. Durra's set himself right behind the scrum. Should be an 8-9. Uncontested. Again, they'll just go direct. Durra in the pocket. He'll put it downtown. Playing the percentage game. Hardy will collect the ball just inside his 22. Sees what sort of opportunities are up, steps up, goes into contact. Western Force now with the ball. Jack Holt. Tizzano. Been a little bit quiet the last 20 minutes. He's back on the field now. Simon Parsons carries Holt. Rarasia, short ball to Hutchins, high shot. Brad Jackman lets it go. Holt again, little short side, nothing on there. Pick and go. Hutchins picks and goes. Driven back by the Stockman. Solid indeed. Gray. Valentin. Holt. Gray. Dummies goes himself. Nothing on. Jinx. Gets cleaned up by Ritchie. Rarasia goes into 9. Van der Heiden. He carries. Holt again. Ball goes astray. Not going anywhere at the moment, the Western Force 19s. Van der Heiden again. Slowly making their way into side of Stockman's halfway. Whoa, it's a stinker of a pass from Holt. Tizzano now picks up the scraps. Runs into Ritchie again. Solid hit by him.
That's a wall. On a wall colliding there, Mitch. They've been fantastic tonight, those two.
Great. Oh, kicks the ball away. That's just terrible play by the young 5'8", and just gets punished for his efforts, and Dara just puts it back down exactly where they just came from. So I'm not sure why Gray would be kicking the ball away at that point, but obviously lacking a little bit of confidence to have a run. As Murray comes off the field, he's had an enormous game tonight. He's had a terrific game. Teammates giving him a few slaps on the back, and he's carried well. He's done all the hard yards and done all the tough stuff, so he deserves an early mark.
Frustration there creeping in the Western Force under-19s game. It's a shame to see. They were starting to ask a few questions that need to be asked of the Stockman boys. Scrum being fed nearby. Line-out being fed by the Western Force.
The line out again. Contested the ball at the back there. Tizano gets the ball back. Force have got it again.
Quigley's thrown himself hard into contact.
Pick
He's
and go.
flat on his back.
Yeah, that's not the way. He won't enjoy that contact. Tizano, short pass. This is Liam Fletcher. He's opened him up through the middle.
He's been threatening.
He's got some
night,
inside
Liam.
support. Goes away from it. Still going. Inside the 22 now. Oh, Stockman player not releasing them out. Would like to see advantage there. Taps, gets up, taps and goes again. Fletcher. Stockman all over that ball. Tizano, he'll want to try and score. I think he'd be held up there. Oh, he's given it.
Oh, well done. That's the kind of pressure
you're not going to get it out of Carlo's arms that close to the line. So he's a hard man to stop. 5 metres out, Carlo Tizano, and he gets his double for the night.
It's a team full of potential, this Western Force under-19 squad. When they reduce their unforced errors in that occasion, they can build that consistent pressure on the run, end up with results like that. There's a lot of promise in a lot of these men.
So we should be just about on time. I'd say that might have been the last play of the evening. So a bit of a consolation try for the Western Force 19s. They're not coming back to halfway. They're staying here. And the Stockman could be proud of their efforts tonight in pretty greasy conditions on a Monday night after being together for only 2 days. They've come up with the chocolates tonight as Hardy puts the extras over. And we finish with a scoreline, 31 points to 19 in favour of the Stockman. Convincing win by the Stockman tonight, but they had to earn their stripes. They had to go the extra effort. Certainly in that second half, the 19 points from the Western Force 19s was a good effort to make a bit of a comeback there, to make a bit of a game of it. Dara tonight, 3 tries and conversions, and 5 tries to 3 was the result. Tries to Zano, he got a double, and Foster Hall for the Western Force 19s. And tries to the Stockman. Dara got 3, Gibbon got 1, and Bully was rewarded for his efforts tonight on the ding-a-ling. He got 1, and Dara was successful for 3 conversions. So I'm joined again by Coach James Holwick just before he goes into the huddle with the troops and gives them all a pat on the back. Tells them how great they were.
That's correct.
Jamie, what's your take of that match? You happy with the result?
Yeah, there's a lot of things to take from that, with only a couple of training runs. A bit rusty, I think. I mean, really support play was a bit slow. Some of the structures they're getting in our attacking shapes looked good after only a couple of runs, but a bit sloppy from time to time. But I enjoyed the Western Force under-19s fighting back, mate. That's what rugby's about, and a lot of young guys and up against these experienced campaigners from often country, but playing in the city, and they fought back well. So I think that's a big, looking forward for them. What a great display of character.
Yeah, I think it's held them in good stead. They need more games like this. A real tough game against men. These guys, most of them have been playing senior rugby this year, but to play against a team 1 to 23 of good campaign experienced players, all with good ability, I think it's done the Western Force 19s the world of good. Gives the coaches a bit of a benchmark to compare them against as well.
Absolutely, man. They got better as they played, there was a period of time where they could have given up. They were probably just starting to fall off the pace, and they lifted. Yep. And that's a sign of a bit of character in the team, and yeah, enjoyed watching that.
Yeah, so Jimmy, what's next for these guys? You'll have a bit of a video review session tomorrow. Back to our hotel tonight for a bit of a court session, and then a video review tomorrow, a recovery session tomorrow. What's the plans? Yeah,
recovery session tomorrow. I'm not sure the exact plans for tonight, but we've got quite a few injuries, and we've got a small squad, so we have to manage that as well as you can for an amateur team, Mitch. And then we've obviously got the big game on Saturday night against the Western Force. So the boys are really looking forward to an opportunity to play against some really good players and measure themselves against that.
And who were your standouts tonight, mate? Who really caught your eye and thought, yep, he's got the goods?
Well, I like a guy like Luke Packworth from our team, Stockman. He just went and he kept going. I appreciate players like that. I thought Joey Murray, the 7, played really well. I was really happy with the way he went. Freddie Durrow controlled the game well at 10. And, I was interested in watching Billy Bully. He looked like he had a bit of some good feet at training, and he displayed that tonight. And Alex Gibbons' experience on the left flank, great talker. We made him vice-captain. Who makes a winger vice-captain? But he was, he's just a good organiser that gets in behind and organises the team well. So, yeah, I thought they all went well. And from the Western Force, I've seen a lot of, or heard a lot of Carlo, so I wasn't surprised to see his influence on the game, but I hadn't seen his running game, so I was impressed with his running game around the field. And there was a young bloke, Jack Hardy, who made a couple of good tackles at fullback as well. And he showed a bit as well, so I thought that was really good. And the wingers as well, we had some big boys playing on the wing, and they showed up and kept making their tackles. So impressed by the attitude and by the skills of the players as well.
No, it's been great hosting you guys here tonight. It's Wanneroo Rugby Club have been terrific hosts here tonight.
Absolutely.
At Kingsway Reserve. Looking forward to the match this Saturday coming up against the Western Force at Lark Hill down in Rockingham. It's going to be a terrific afternoon of rugby down there with grand finals earlier in the day, and then the highlight of the evening being the game, the Stockman versus the Western Force. You looking forward to that?
Absolutely, mate. That's what the week's about. Tonight was a bit of a practice run, I guess, in that sense, and we'll take a lot from what we saw and maybe what we didn't see. But, really proud of the boys to show up. It's a good, tight-knit group of guys that have come together in 2 days, and, you're making lifelong friends for some of these guys that they're all already getting on so well. So, that's what it's all about, rugby. So, but looking forward to testing ourselves against the big boys on Saturday night.
All right, well, thanks very much for joining us here. I think Sean's gone off to take a few happy snaps with the photos and things. So great work by Sean here tonight. The crew from halftime have done an awesome job with the live streaming and the video footage, and I hope you enjoyed the coverage via the Facebook site. You can join us again next Saturday, where hopefully we'll be able to bring you the game once again for all the family and friends and followers out there for country rugby, and congratulations on a good effort tonight, Jimmy, and wish you to have a good, happy week here in Perth and enjoy yourselves.
Thanks, Mitch, and thanks,
High
Wanneroo
Tide
Rugby.
Media. Sorry, High Tide Media. I want to give those guys a big wrap. Mitch and the crew at High Tide Media have done an awesome job with their live feed. They've controlled things beautifully tonight. So thanks, boys, for what you've done. And we're looking forward to them joining us again on Saturday. Sean's just doing his thing, so I think that's going to wind things up for us, Jimmy.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Good to see you.
All right. Enjoy, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.